The watchdog for the U.S. Agency for International Development is holding back on releasing two critical reports on the consequences of the Trump administration's freeze on funding on services in Africa and the Middle East. The Washington Post is reporting they fear retaliation from the White House. According to the Post, one of the reports indicates the cuts to USAID threaten to harm the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. More specifically, $300 million in humanitarian aid for the war-torn Gaza Strip. An unpublished global audit also discovered security dangers, risks of looting and disease, as well as new costs brought on by the withdrawal and relocation of USAID in places like South Sudan and Southern Africa, where aid workers often deal with issues such as hunger. The reports are apparently in the email inboxes of Acting Deputy Inspector General Mark Meyer and his staff, but have not been released out of fear that such critical reports will lead to retaliation against the agency by the White House. The USAID Watchdog Office has 275 investigators and auditors, but has been without a permanent leader since the Trump administration fired Inspector General Paul Martin. Martin was fired one day after issuing a critical report on the ramifications of mass cuts at USAID by the administration. Martin had directed his staff to examine the effects of Washington withholding foreign aid and cutting workers. Democratic Congressman Jerry Conley, the top Democrat on the House Oversight Committee, reportedly asked for a copy of the critical report, but has yet to receive it. Investigators found the sidelining of USAID workers has left few staff members to work with aid groups, the United Nations, Israel, and Egypt when it comes to arranging relief, such as food, shelter, and medicine in the Gaza Strip. Elon Musk previously called the USAID a criminal organization that needs to die. The main office in Washington is closed, and there is no longer an official leader. Hannibal Mike Ware, who was recently fired as watchdog of the Small Business Administration, told the Washington Post when it comes to inspector generals, quote, "They're deathly afraid of losing their jobs if they do their jobs, but the role of the IG requires full courage in speaking truth to power," end quote. For more unbiased updates, download the Straight Arrow News app.